did, but it didn't work. After it all happened, all I thought about were the thoughts going through his head. To be honest, his thoughts were probably something like, I need to gather acorns, or I want to go run across that telephone line. Regardless, he must have had a family. How would they feel? Now that I think about it, the squirrel may have not even been a boy. Oh well. Now the only memory I have is that of he, I guess, or she, twitching in the road. I'm sorry, squirrel.
Reality can be a cruel thing, especially to someone who yearns for excitement and adventure. I've read many novels and felt the adrenaline rush within those captivating chapters, each one better than the last. Though I can frankly say that the adventures within a book just don't happen in real life. In books, people are usually ordinary, like in real life. But the difference is what happens to those ordinary people. As if someone like me could get bitten by a radioactive spider, or get sent to the underworld to find a cure, or get caught up with vampires, werewolves, dragons, and princesses, or any other amazing adventure-starting conflict. I mean, it's like, get real. If I'm going to start any adventure, it's going to be because of my own abilities. No one else can create excitement but you, yourself. So I'm going to go make my own adventure today.
Reality is always pleasant. Have you ever had that shakiness where you're about to get on stage in front of what feels like thousands of people? Well, I have. That's not a feeling I like to feel either. I didn't really like to be on stage at first. I wanted to run as fast as my legs would take me. Sure, I've had some thought, some encouragement that I could do it, but ended backing out like a dog with its tail between its legs. Well, now that I'm standing here, I feel like I've accomplished one fear on my list. Now that I have, with my confidence and my wobbly legs, I will step off this spotlight anew.
It seems like every time I rush into a public bathroom, I always manage to pick the stall with the door that's hanging by one hinge. Then, just to make it worse, there's never a locker toilet paper. Of course, luck isn't on my side, and the next thing I know, there's some crazy, obnoxious woman standing there, pounding at the door, asking, "Anyone in there?" I try to be polite, so I reply with, "Oh, of course not." My feet just have me holding the door closed. Once she leaves, though, I have to now think of a strategy to find some toilet paper. So, naturally, I just ask the person beside me, and I swear this happens every time. They either give you half the roll or only 2 squares. Either way, it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? But when it's all over, I can't help but laugh wryly at myself and walk away relieved that I survived the bathroom tragedy.
Reality can be all that.
Sleep is underrated. The best thing is sleep. Hopefully you don't sleep at school or at work. You sleep at night when you get tired. You sleep in your bed, snuggled up in your warm blankets. When you sleep, you dream about so many things. Dreams are spectacular, but when you have nightmares, sleep isn't so good. I hate having nightmares. They stink. One other bad thing about sleep is sleepwalking. Sometimes it can be really bad. Then other cases, not so bad. You can eat all the food in the refrigerator and not even get in trouble for it. But the best thing about sleep is your body heals when you're asleep. So if you're hurt, sleep. And have sweet dreams, not nightmares.
do you see? Blonde hair, blue eyes, or a room full of pink? No matter how closely you look, I guarantee that the me that you see is not the real me. If I told you that I live off of 6 strings, laugh more than I breathe, write constantly, and I'm in love with poetry, I guarantee the me that you see would still not be me. The clique I'm thrown in like a sorted sock. Would you believe me if I told you the air I breathe was rock? That for me the lyrics overpower the vocals of who sings. I still guarantee you would not see the real me. Dumb blonde in prep is all that I hear. It makes me wonder how successful they'll be in years. My ambitions are sky high, my heart is on its own beat. Know me or not, I will only be me. I do not care if you judge me. It is just a shame. If I said my favorite color was black, then would you remember me for my name? You can look, you can stare, but I guarantee that the me that you see is not the real me.
Nightmares aren't always so horrible though. It's all in your perspective.
Okay, so there's always at least one thing in your life that bothers you. It gets under your skin, and it just annoys you, right? So, I learned that if you go through life letting things bother you, you're not really living it. Well, I cannot stand fighting, but my mom and my brother are always at a constant argument. I mean, it's insane. It drives me crazy. But I decided to look at it in a more happy and humorous light, rather than sulking about it. So, one day, I happened to look over at them while they were arguing, and I realized that they argue exactly the same. My brother's over here doing this, and then my mom, she's over here doing this. And I'm thinking, if they got any closer, it would be a high five. But sometimes, when I'm sitting in my front row seat, my mom will ask me what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking, I'm not really sure. But if you go through life letting everything bother you, how can you enjoy it?
Perspective about sums it up. Everything in life is a matter of perspective, including change. And the only thing constant in life is change.
Change is a part of life. You can't always control it. Change can be hard or it can be fun. I've lost a lot of friends due to change, but I've also gained many. I've moved around and had a lot of crazy new experiences. Your friends are part of who you are, and they will end up changing the person you were. That's not always a bad thing if you choose the right ones. Change is something you face to make you stronger. No matter what, change is unstoppable. I try to embrace and accept change, not as a bad thing, but something that will make you a better person.